Did you say jumpstart the backhoe?
Yeah, I can definitely confirm that there's something that draws a load if the battery's not shut off at night. I don't know. Not today's
project
problem.
for another day. We're gonna have a good day, remember?
After yesterday's drama, this is a small inconvenience this morning, so.
Hey Jesse, is it disgusting that I'm wearing a fleece right now?
Yeah.
It's 6 a.m. I'm cold.
We're gonna have to take her out back to the woodshed, you know what I mean?
Jesse thinks I'm diseased when I wear warm clothing.
You're supposed to enjoy the cool weather.
I know, right? I like to be like, not too hot, not too cold all the time.
72 and sunny.
Do you want to do the honors?
Yeah. So yesterday in the plumbing fiasco, this whole area here was underwater for a while, and I'd hoped it would just perk down. And it would have, but it was too wet and we tried to compact it too soon instead of letting the water drain off. And all we ended up doing was making mud jello or jello mud. There's enough clay and fines in here that we just worked it into a really fine clay, like clay ball. And so it did stiffen up a lot overnight, but I can't, I don't know. Like I want this to be done right as we can. And I can't trust that this clay is gonna be dry before we pour our footings. So we're gonna pull the upper part of this clay out and replace it with 3/4 minus rock, which I know we can compact. I ran the compactor over this morning and it's compacting, but you want it to be hard as a rock if you can.
Time to start the form work. Yay!
Hooray.
Jesse's gonna give Alyssa a very short tutorial on what we're doing, and then I'm gonna go return the jumping jack and probably grab us some breakfast and more coffee. Because we're only at a 1.5 day rental on the jumping jack. Thought we'd only have it for half a day, but it's okay. We're gonna need some levels.
Let's grab these. Yeah, let's grab these two.
And a sledgehammer.
So right here in the corner, you want to come straight down.
Okay.
So you want this level.
Would we rather use a plumb bob for this?
You could, but it's going to be much more time consuming because you can't put any weight on these strings.
Yep.
And if you knock your plumb bob, you're going to sit there and fiddle fart with it forever.
Okay.
So use your level and come up to that string.
So you probably want it on the outside of that.
You do.
So here.
This is the width of your form. Yep.
You want me to hold it there?
Yep.
Okay.
And with these stakes, your screw and nail holes need to be parallel and perpendicular to your form, right? So it's 1.5 inches off the form.
Yep.
And you're plumb down from your form line.
First form, how'd we do? Heck yes. Wow, that is the sexiest bubble level I've ever seen. Where's your flight instructor, Jesse? He's checking in on you.
You know what he's doing? He's flying over here because I haven't flown in a while.
But he's gonna see this and be like, oh, that's why.
Yeah, if I call him, I'll just be like, look down, dude. Look down.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to get to the point basically where I can turn you loose on the inside footings, which we can measure off of the outside footings and make sure they're level and they're 20 inches apart. So if we can get the perimeter footing done, then we can start to really double production. You know, this is really where the measurements need to be precise and stuff. In fact, we should double check. Nope, we can't yet. Once we get this board all the way back to the back corner, we should just double check our forms and make sure that our measurements are spot on. So otherwise, actually, things are going pretty smooth. It's definitely hard to put stakes in this soil, but we're managing.
We're creating our 16-inch board for our step downs.
Right here, we're going to attach it to this. So there's actually a 1-row ICF step down, which creates the frost wall in the front, south, and west side. And so what we're doing is adjusting the height of the rear forms because those will be just footings. This adjustment to the foundation plan, I think we calculated would save us about $1,000. I think is what it was.
Saved us $1,000?
Yeah, because of the ICFs, the concrete to do the additional row, maybe it was 500, something like that. It was quite a bit of savings. Oh, and then excavation and time. So this little step down here will save us quite a bit of money. The simplest way to do this would be to use the back of my combination square, right? It's pretty flat, so it gives me a nice vertical reference. Right, so if you use a normal square, you're gonna be going like this all the time. And so now I'm just using that to control the depth of this board. So now I'm gonna bring this board up here. Right, and as long as these two match, then I've got my exact placement. Does that make sense? So all I'm doing is using my combination square to bring my mark from this board up.
Makes sense,
okay. One of the easy things to do with setting your foundation is over excavate. And this is really where it's starting to become obvious how much we over excavated. And when I say over excavated, that implies that there was some sort of predetermined excavation level, which there really wasn't. We kind of had to figure it out as we went back into the hillside, yada, yada, yada. So the reality of the height of the foundation is that when we excavated out here, we were too deep. Or in this case, we actually dug down just a little too much. So our footing is supposed to be 8 inches deep right here. And the reality of it is, it's probably right here, it's probably going to be more like 16 inches deep. What does that mean? That means we're going to have to burn a little bit of concrete. So we're going to spend a little more money on concrete. We didn't really spend too much effort excavating, but that's usually the consequence of over excavation.
Well, the other option is to backfill and compact. Only we realize we might not want to use our backfill for this. So either way, as soon as you over excavate, you lose a little money.
Well, and really quickly with the backfilling and the compacting, in my opinion, I'm not a professional. I feel like you can create more problems. The idea is that this is undisturbed earth, which is pre-compacted. You'd rather just pour the concrete onto compacted earth and be done with it. If you start adding fill and compacting, like you saw how quickly that soil deteriorated with water. Just get your footings down. So if you can, try not to over excavate. In this case, we'll just spend a little more money.
First step down, boom.
Boom. I was reading in the International Construction Code last night that when you have a step down, the maximum height of a single step is 18 inches. So if you have to go more than 18 inches,
do multiple step downs.
You have to go to 2 step downs. So you want to, if you have to go 18, don't go any more. Right? Otherwise you have to go another, and that means the rest of that footing, wherever you're going, has to be an additional 18 inches. I see how quickly 2 inches can add a couple $1,000s to your build.
whenever we need a little bit of adrenaline rush, instead of doing something that's socially unacceptable, we just check our measurements.
Yeah.
Because they're spot on.
So we had to go around the entire perimeter, and what was super, super, super important was that by the time we got to this back corner, we not be
like
diving.
4 inches off.
We've gone, whatever this is, 154 feet. And what was important was that this form be able to sit on the dirt and not have to dig down, which means over the course of 154 feet or whatever, we weren't diving.
Yep.
Right?
If we keep up this rate, we might start to get cocky. I'm sure we'll be knocked off our high horse again this afternoon. Happens on a daily basis.
Today. Plumbing has been canceled today. Do not touch plumbing for the next 48 hours.
Out there. Time for an update. It's about 4 p.m. It's about 100 degrees. We cruised through the perimeters.
How much were we off when it came time to put the step down in place?
Nothing.
Nada. Not bad, folks. So, time to start working on the inside of the perimeter footing. And we built a couple of templates.
This is one reason why I love you, Jesse, because I would never think to do this on my own.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand.
So this sits on the forms.
My dumb butt like flipped it over and was trying to use it like underneath. Yeah, that's why I was like, I don't understand.
So this will sit on this form over here.
Heck yeah.
It's 20 inches wide on the bottom.
Sweet.
Put your outside form here and put one on each side, and you know that you're the correct width apart, and then all you have to do is make sure that you're plumb, and you're good to go.
Is your blouse keeping you cool today?
My orange blouse. I like my orange blouse.
Since we made our surviving in the sun video, we decided to start wetting our shirts every, I don't know, half an hour, and it really helps keep you cool. It just changes morale completely. I don't know why we didn't try that like 3 months ago. Call this the freeway. No tools in the freeway.
So 18.4 is the center of the buttress. So we need to mark that out, and it's a 20-inch footing. The buttress footing is 4 feet 6 inches from the wall, so the footing is 4 feet. I'm gonna squeak right through there. Okay, good.
Yep. We need to do the slabs for our piers in the middle here, and we actually measured this out already. We just took our strings down for compacting, and we ruined the old strings, so we're gonna go ahead and put new strings on here. We got this all marked out with string, and we need to make a 8-foot section on each side of this popping out.
8-inch section.
Well, 8 inches wider, so it's 3 by 3 total.
Yep.
Instead of our 20 width footing.
Let me grab the plans, hold on.
Okay. Alyssa's not thinking clearly anymore. Jesse probably isn't either, so let's look at the plans.
This post is going to bear on the foundation in the front of the house. These are piers that go underneath the posts in the center of the house, and the rear of this beam, carrying beam, is going to rest on the wall. Talking to our concrete guy, he said, you know, that footing just seems undersized. That was his opinion. He's not an engineer. We are going to run this by the engineer on Monday morning, but we want to build this out because we're building it out now. So we're going to put a 3-foot footing right here tied into the footing, and we're going to put a grid or a web of rebar in there to support that post. And Monday morning, if the engineer says you don't need it, it's a terrible idea, we'll just scab over that and pour it exactly the way it's drawn on the plans. But since we're building these forms, we want to throw that in there right now. So this needs to be excavated back here, just 8 inches, so we can add the closure of this form.
I can do that.
Don't need to excavate in the middle.
Nope.
Just where the
it's already
goes.
A little too deep, so.
It's compacted and everything, so let's just not disturb it. We'll need to scab on a piece here to connect into that 3-footer, right? So just draw a line from there straight across.
Okay.
And then we'll be ready to form that in. These are your, wait, I need to cut those. I was actually cutting those right now.
Okay.
The 3-footers.
Okay.
We'll get all that put in there. It'll be ready for rebar tomorrow. We need to put the buttress on, which is a 4-foot extension to that rear footing. Get that on, and then we've got 2 5-foot piers to form in, and we're done with forms. This one has put in 16 hours today.
We both have.
In the heat.
Yeah.
That's a pretty normal day for me,
4
though.
slices of bacon. That's it.
That's the fuel.
And 2 cups of caffeine.
Yeah, it's time to take care of this one. She's about 2 hours past her limit, so a little more work and we'll call it a day, okay?
It's hard because we have a milestone and it's not done, but it's like
It is a milestone, yeah. It's okay.
So we have some work lights we're eyeing. We haven't pulled the trigger yet.
Yeah, but that's not for summer. We'll just work 24 hours a day.
Exactly. Yeah, I kind of like when it's dark.
I just wanted to say that you are doing a fantastic job today.
Yeah. You too.
You've been keeping up with me today. That's not easy to do. 100-degree day. We worked all the way through it again for like the 100th day in a row.
I think most people say we're not going to get this house built, and I think we will.
I think when we have this house together, I think we will have many dinners, you and I together.
And we'll just be like...
And we'll sleep many nights in our bedroom.
Yep.
And we'll enjoy it together. But without your help, I don't think this house would happen, so thank you for all your work. And we'll get you all cleaned up, freshened up.
Oh yeah, every night we...
Tummied up.
Every night we... Stuff our face and...
Cuddled up.
Get showered, and it's all good. This is a reality for the next 3 months.
This is our life. We committed to this.
Yep.
All right, a few more whacks and then we'll call it a day, okay?
Yep, sounds good. This one is long overdue on a cuddle sesh.
Yeah.
He wanted to cuddle this morning, but we didn't have time.
Tried so hard to cuddle this morning. He attacked my glove for a while, chased a few rocks.
He's pretty happy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty happy.
Cool.
Oh, got a little trill in there.
Oh, hey, Trill.
I don't care how hard of a day we have. Bugaboo makes it just a little bit better.
Yep. It's furry little nuggets.
Oh, yeah.